going on, guys? If you've been following the channel for a little while, you may remember a series that I did on Forza Horizon 2 where I went on the salt flat / riverbed and I did some top speed tests there. In today's video, I wanted to sort of bring that back, but this time with a little twist. In Forza Horizon 3 Blizzard Mountain, we had the awesome gift of a huge frozen lake. Now my thinking was, what type of top speed could you hit on this frozen lake? And what would be the fastest car to do it in? So I'd like to extend this challenge to you guys. Feel free to be a part of this. Tweet me your results, put them on the AR12 website, and we are going to find out what is the fastest car that can drive across this crazy lake. So I've actually gone in and I've written down the cars that did really well on the salt flats, and I thought, hey, why not try to test some of those on the ice and see if they can sort of repeat their win. I've also included some cars that I thought would be really fast on the ice, and I guess we should just sort of go. Now, the fastest car that I ever drove across the salt flats was the Bugatti EB110. Now, to my knowledge, I've never driven this. Oh, I have one. Oh, I totally have driven one of these because I thought it would be the fastest car in this game. So why don't we try to go grab this thing and just see what it can do. It's already tuned for top speed, I think. I mean, I can go in and download a fresh top speed tune just to sort of make sure. I mean, it's all about just trying to figure out what's gonna happen. So EB110, let's try to find S2 spikes. Okay, so that's got spikes on its wheels. It's got 700 horsepower. Let's go with that guy. At least I would imagine spikes being in the title means studded tires. Hopefully. Alright, so for this challenge, we're basically going to be going from one side of the lake all the way to the other side. We're going to try to avoid the jumps as much as possible, but yeah, fingers crossed that works. Alright, so let's pull up right here at the start of the ice, sort of aiming so we avoid the jumps up in the distance. Now, let's just go over the stats of this car real quick so we can compare it to the other things that we build. This thing has 700 horsepower, 500 torque, weighs 2,500 pounds, a 4.1 liter engine, all-wheel drive, and snow tires. So, fingers crossed this thing can do well. I don't know if it's tuned for top speed, but I guess we'll find out. This will be our benchline top speed, as it was the fastest car in Forza Horizon 2. So let's see what type of top speed we can hit. We've already jumped up to 100 miles an hour. Now we're getting a lot of air, actually, jumping off a lot of these things. So by the end of it, we're going to hit 143 miles an hour for our first attempt for the EB110. That's going to be our benchmark. That is going to be our speed to beat. So let's head back to the auction house, or the auto show. Go pick up some other cars and test their speed as well. Now the next car I have on my list is a Porsche 918. Now, we don't have a Porsche 918 in the game, so that sucks. But the next one after that was a Hennessy. So I can take a Hennessy. Let's go see what that can do. So for this thing, again, I'm just sort of gonna go with a preloaded tune and hope it has snow tires. So this says top speed. Now, it's rear-wheel drive. It's not gonna be on the snow tires. So, fingers crossed this thing can do well. 144 miles an hour is actually quite quick, considering that the lake is not super big. But a lot of it's also going to be in acceleration as well. How long does it take you to get to that speed? So that's why after this car, when I go and build my own things, I think we might be able to beat 144 miles an hour without too much difficulty. It is having so much trouble getting over here, though. Oh, that's a drift. Yep. I mean, it's got a wing. We'll call that aerodynamic grip downforce. It's going to help immensely on the snow. All right, so let's rev it up. Go. This has zero grip. This was a terrible idea. 33 miles an hour. This is not even going to get to the other end. Let's just shift it up to 6. Stop our wheels from spinning in the hopes that we can actually get to the other end and maybe reach 100 miles an hour. Yep, it looks like it's going to max out at 70 miles. I'll just write that as a DNF for the Hennessy. So, although we did the test in, I think it was episode 3 of our mini Let's Play for Blizzard Mountain, and I figured out you should never take a car with no snow tires off-road in the snow, yeah, I didn't listen to myself. That was rear-wheel drive as well. That had everything going against it. But now it's time for me to build some things. So for my first thing that I want to build, I want to go with a good old-fashioned Nissan GTR with snow tires. I mean, it's got everything that you could want. It's quite powerful. It's got a hella good engine. It's got all-wheel drive. It's quite light, and we're going to toss some snow tires on it. Now, my only question is, should we take the old one or the new one? The old one apparently has better top speed, but I don't know which one we can upgrade more. I'm going to go with the old one. So we've got the GTR. We're going to make this thing wide body and hella fast. We're going to max out the power, max out the transmission, remove all the weight from it. We're actually going to lift the thing up, though, to try to make it as good as possible off-road, basically. So, all right, let's toss that Liberty Walk kit on. It's going to give us some rims and actually do a lot of the upgrades for us, which is nice. We'll just make sure everything else is maxed out in here. We're going to raise it up so it can absorb some of those bounces off-road. Anyway, so we're going up to 1,100 horsepower, 3,100 pounds in a lifted Nissan GTR with a wide-body kit. Those words have never been said in the same sentence. All right, so this GTR looks so sick. Look at it. Man, it's like I feel like you could actually drive this thing in this game and get away with it. Anyways, let's head down onto the ice and see what it's able to do in our ice top speed test. I'm probably going to think of a better name. Oh, blizzard's rolled in. All right, go before it comes in way too hard. All right, so the speed to beat is 144 miles an hour. Now, this thing's actually not getting that much grip. I can't actually see where I'm going, which is really annoying. And we're not having that much grip. I don't know how that EB110 had so much grip. There's 140. I think we hit 150 there. I mean, there was 148 right there at the end. But I'm going to say 150 just to sort of be safe. But we did pretty good there. That was not bad. And that was like, that was in a, okay, let's just make it not blizzard so I can see where I'm going. All right, so let's line up the GTR once again. We'll give this thing a second attempt just because it was impossible to see anything. So in 3, 2, 1, go GTR. Let's see how you do. Fingers crossed I can actually see the speed this time. Now, the snow actually gives us some good grip every time we go over it. It's just this GTR is super stiff. It doesn't really appreciate it. So, okay, keep shifting up. There's 130. We might break it. We might break it. 136, 100. I would say that's a 147 out of the GTR. Not bad. Not bad for a GTR, especially a wide cop horn. All right, that's not bad at all for a GTR. However, I wanted to whip out something even faster than that. I wanted to whip out my fastest car. My car that hit 301 miles an hour in this game. I wanted to whip out my Jag DType and just see what it could do. Snow speed. There we go. That's what I want. So the GTR got a 147. That's our speed to beat now. I have a feeling that the DType may be able to do it. It's super light, super powerful. I don't think it will have a problem. It's all-wheel drive and going to be on snow tires. It shouldn't have a problem. Yo, look at my dude with his little beanie hat on. All right, let's head over to the ice. See what we can do. Predictions? I think this is going to be able to beat the GTR, if I'm honest. Actually, yeah, I would bet that, yeah, this thing could. However, I would totally understand if this thing is just way too light for the ice and just, like, picks up way too much air and just isn't grippy enough. Let's see what it can do. 147 miles an hour is the speed to beat. Now, it already seems like it's more grippy. It's actually going in a straight line for once. We're going to jump onto the snow. That's going to give us a little bit of grip. Following the exact same line that GTR took, it is going really fast. There it goes. That record smashed. 156 up to 170. Make that 185 on the snow. That's fast. That is seriously fast. So a 185 for the DType. That's the new speed to beat. I just want to head back over, maybe do one more attempt in this thing, just to sort of see what happens. This thing's actually, like, it actually feels drivable, like, on the snow. I mean, it's got snow tires, right? And it's got all-wheel drive. It's not very heavy, but, I mean, like I said, I would totally understand if this thing just didn't grip up. But somehow, it did. Anyways, let's head onto the ice, see what we're able to do. Let's try shifting it up to, like, 5th gear right away. Trying to get some grip right out of the gate. Then shift it up to 6th early. See if we can pull some stuff in with all that power, all that torque. There is 175, 185, 186. We got a 186. We beat our speed by 1. All right, that's not a bad show from the old DType. Let's head back to the festival real quick and get out my last and final car. Now, for my final trick, my final car that I wanted to test. I wanted to test one of these guys. I think this guy is actually my top speed one, my Ultima GTR. Now, the thing with this is that I feel like it is a very good middle ground, for instance, between that GTR and between that D-Type. I feel like it's got the grip, I feel like it's got the downforce, and I feel like it's lifted up enough to where it could actually make something happen. So I'm gonna raise this thing up, toss it onto rally suspension. I'm also gonna go race brakes on this thing, and then we're gonna toss on some sweet snow tires and make them super fat. Actually, you know what? I've just had another idea. I just thought of a car that might be able to beat the D-Type. It might be too heavy, but it might. We'll find out. I'll give it a try. All right, so our Ultima GTR's got 1,000 horsepower, super light, all-wheel drive, snow tires. Fingers crossed this works. So now, I should totally say that in this video, I haven't tuned any of these cars specifically for driving off-road, driving on the snow. Either they've been tuned completely stock, or they've been tuned just for general top speed. So, I mean, like I said, this video is going to be mainly focusing on just the idea of figuring out what cars work, what cars don't. And then, like I said, if we do another episode, that's when we can go in and start to fine-tune exactly what we want, exactly what, like, can help us get grip on the snow and such. Alright, so we've got some clear weather now for the Ultima. Let's see what this can do. This feels like the grippiest car we've got so far. I mean, it's spinning its wheels up, but it's not wiggling around like crazy. We may need to fix up the gear ratios, quite possibly, because it feels like it might max out, but oh my god, this thing's actually really fast. 161, it maxed out. Ooh. Okay, well, the bottom of the car is glitched. Okay, so we need to fix up the gear ratios real quick on this thing. I know I said just like 2 seconds. I'm gonna lower the tire pressure, actually, all the way down. Try to give us even more grip on the snow. That should help. And then I just want to extend these gear ratios. For some reason, they're super, super short on this car stock. It maxed out at 160. Yeah, I'm going to drive an Ultima GTR at 160. Screw that. So, okay, let's go. Ultima GTR. It's going to spin up its wheels a little bit. We're basically sitting on, like, flat tires now. We're on 15 PSI. If you saw a tire with, like, 15 PSI, you'd be like, that's flat. All right, let's see how we can do, though. There is 150, and the ice just doesn't seem long enough. 165, 170, 173. 173 for the Ultima. So it didn't do as well as the Jag, but did do pretty well. I mean, 170 is not slow. And anyways, for my final test, I wanted to try something that you guys may have seen on the channel recently. This good old Bentley. This is the EXP10 Speed 6 something or other. The thing is awesome, super fast. I actually went as far as saying I dubbed this thing the fastest off-road car. And then I was wondering, could it do some crazy off-road speed? So, okay, we're already on snow tires. That's great. And let's just make the tires super, super thick. And the rest of this car is already maxed out. So, I feel like this car might be too heavy. But, I mean, all that extra weight might be pushing down, might give it more grip. Who knows? All right, so let's just get onto the ice. It's getting dark now. And go. So, the Bentley's all-wheel drive, snow tires, super grippy tires, but it is on super stiff suspension. And the thing is quite heavy. Like, look at that. Yeah, okay. We may need to change the suspension up because it might be wanting to go onto 2 wheels way too much when it hits all the snow like this. I mean, it's fast, though. It's real fast. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go back, put this thing on rally suspension, and then come back and try that again. Final take of this. Let's see how this goes. Onto the ice we go. I'm just gonna keep going, actually. Let's see what happens. Can it beat 186 miles an hour? I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, so it's absorbing the ice and the snow a lot better now. Let's shift it up into top gear, see what it's able to do. There's 155. It's actually going to be very similar, the speed. So I guess the extra, I mean, absorbing the bounces and stuff didn't change that much. Huh. 186 is the speed to beat out of the Jag D-Type. So, feel free, like I said, if you guys think you can beat that speed, go try it out for yourself. If you do manage to beat it, share your results in the comments down below on Twitter or just on the AR12 website. Any of those will do. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to remind you guys, if you do want to pick up an AR12 hat, they're super, super limited now. There are not many left. Use code SNOW at checkout for 5% off, and I will also include some extra goodies in your order for watching throughout to the end of this stream. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just punched my microphone. See you guys then. Bye!